Welcome to your comprehensive Spanish news update for May 2025. I'm Alina, bringing you the most significant developments from across España. Today we have 23 important stories covering everything from immigration and housing to sports, culture, education and the economy. Let's dive into what's shaping Spain today. Spain is welcoming major immigration reform. Spain is embarking on one of its most ambitious immigration reforms in recent history. Parliament has initiated a landmark legalization process for approximately 400,000 undocumented migrants currently living in the country. This initiative has received overwhelming support from over 900 organizations nationwide, including the Catholic Church, which has collected more than 600,000 signatures endorsing the reform. The legislation targets migrants who have been residing in Spain prior to November 1, 2021, offering them residence permits and work authorization. This aims to bring hundreds of thousands of workers out of informal economy, from agricultural laborers to caregivers for the elderly. Prime Minister Pedro Sánchez has emphasized the critical role of migration for Spain's economy and stability and social fabric, declaring, "We Spaniards are children of migration and will not become parents of xenophobia." This reform comes as Spain proceeded over 167,000 asylum applications in 2024, second only to Germany in Europe. According to government data, approximately 200,000 individuals have already received residence permit of humanitarian grounds. But upcoming immigration rule change set to the effect on May 20th could complete this process totally. So the initiative also addresses Spain's demographic and economic challenge, as the country requires between 250,000 and 300,000 new workers annually to sustain its economy and social welfare system. Population in Madrid is increasing. According to the municipal registry, Madrid's population hit a record 3,527,000 residents as of January 1st of 2025. That represents an increase of 67,000 people. It's 2% more than previous year. Immigration is driving this growth, with 48,000 of new residents being foreigners, primarily from Latin America. Urban development projects like Valdecarros and Operación Campamento are also contributing to the expansion. Latin American entrepreneurs are increasingly shaping Madrid's economic landscape, particularly in gastronomy and service. The demographic shift is creating a more cosmopolitan city environment enriched by Latin American cultural events, festivals, and growing academic exchange with Madrid's university. Spain's most desirable municipalities. Which are Spain's most livable areas? According to recent analysis, Pozuelo de Alarcón leads this list. So, all analysis has identified that Pozuelo de Alarcón is the best municipality for living in the Madrid community and in Spain, based on high quality of life, extensive green spaces, prestigious educational institutions, and comprehensive services. It's also recognized as Spain's wealthiest municipality, boosting the highest average per capita income nationally. However, the quality of life comes at premium price. According to Idealista, the average price per square meter in Pozuelo de Alarcón is €4,100. It's 10% higher than previous year. Las Rozas, famous for large commercial areas, San Sebastián de los Reyes, offering more affordable housing prices, and Alcobendas, combining tranquility with excellent service, and of course Getafe, which provides good transportation networks and quality education. Education crisis in Catalonia. Catalonia's education system is facing challenges with teacher preparation requirements. April Personal Aptitude Test (PAP) results in Catalonia have again disappointed, with only 58% of prospective teaching students passing the mandatory examinations, only 60%. So this means nearly half of all applicants failed to qualify for teacher training programs. Performance was particularly poor among vocational training graduates, with only 35 percent passing the test. The examination evaluates communication competence and logical mathematical thinking, with passing scores providing permanent eligibility for admission to teaching programs. Students who failed will have one more opportunity on July 16th, but they will only be able to enroll in September or at private university. It's worth noting that now all universities, both public and private, must require the PAP, although private institutions may accept students conditionally if they pass the test before their second year. Changing food habits in Spain. Spain's culinary traditions are undergoing a significant transformation. Once the heart of every Spanish home, the kitchen is increasingly being replaced by supermarket shelves. Consumption of ready-made meals has surged by 48% over the past year, with nearly 8 million Spaniards who opting for hit-and-eat convincing food. In 2024, Spaniards consumed over 700,000 tons of ready-made meals like lasagna, paella, and chicken and sauce, when Juan Roig of Mercadona suggested that kitchens will disappear by mid-century. Few took him seriously, yet current trends indicate that traditional home cooking is indeed declining. This shift toward convenience comes with concerning health implications. Vegetables and fruits are taking a backseat in the Spanish diet, while rates of obesity and diabetes continue to rise. Educational reforms. Spain's education system has undergone significant changes in 2025. This academic year marks the completion of the LOMLOE reform implementation, bringing 7 key innovations to Spanish schools. So first, more flexible curriculum now evaluates students not just on exams, but on practical application of knowledge. Students can choose subjects based on their interest, especially if they are studying in middle school or in baccalaureate programs. Second, increased support for children with special needs has made programs more personalized. Third, vocational education, Formación Profesional, has expanded with new specialties in artificial intelligence, solar energy, and digital technologies, often combining study with paid internships. Other changes include more technology in classrooms, with programming and robotics becoming standard, greater focus on mental health with more school psychologists, and emotional development classes. It's actually really important, and I'm really glad that they made experimental new school schedules in some regions and revamped evaluation systems that eliminate retest in upper grades and place greater emphasis on continuous assessment. Mallorca trial rental trend. In Mallorca, a new approach to property investment is gaining popularity among European families. Instead of immediately purchasing property, more European families are opting for trial rentals, renting homes for 1 year to experience island life before committing to buy. This strategy has become a significant trend on Mallorca, with long-term rental demand from foreigners increasing between 25% and 40% over 5 years. And according to Angela Walker's, families often enroll their children in local international schools to fully integrate into island life. Germans continue to dominate, accounting for 59% of real estate transactions among foreigners in 2024, followed by British, Swiss, and Swedish buyers. Mallorca's stable market, quality schools, sunshine, and Mediterranean lifestyle make it increasingly popular destination for Europeans testing the waters before making permanent moves. Record tax collection. Spain's tax revenues have reached unprecedented levels. Tax collection in Spain for 2024 hit a historic high of almost 300 billion euro, representing 8% increase from 2023. Actually, it's interesting because value-added tax, IVA, contributed mostly 1 billion of 30% of all gross of taxes. Increased rates on electricity, gas, and food products added more 1 additional billion. Corporate tax brought 30 million of euro. And other taxes showing significant growth include the non-resident income tax, 25%, digital service tax, up 24%, and insurance premium tax, 9%. However, the government also faced additional expenses of 1,100 million due to court decisions requiring refunds, including 300 million corporate tax refunds. So it's actually really interesting because kind of country taking the money and then they pay it back on courts. Football Club Barcelona Triple Crown. Barcelona is celebrating a historic season of achievements. On May 16, 2025, Barcelona celebrated its 28th La Liga title with a spectacular parade through city streets. The team traveled on open-top bus from Camp Nou stadium to the Arc de Triomphe, with approximately 700,000 fans lining in the route. This marks only the second time in history that Barcelona has secured all three domestic Spanish trophies in a single season, a feat previously accomplished only in 2008-2009 season. The La Liga title was clinched after 2-0 victory over Espanyol. During the celebration, goalkeeper Marc-André ter Stegen remarked, "You never tire of winning. There is incredible connection between the city and the club." The festivities culminated at the Arc de Triomphe, where players and fans continued celebrating the season's success. Women's Champions League final. Barcelona's women's team is aiming for continued European dominance. On Saturday, May 24, 2025, a giant screen will be installed at Glorious Park in Barcelona to broadcast the Women's Champions League final between Football Club Barcelona and London's Arsenal. Taking place in Lisbon, this match could represent the Catalan team's third consecutive victory in this prestigious tournament. This initiative, organized by Barcelona Sports Institute, aims to promote women's sport and provide fans with an opportunity to collectively experience a significant moment in club history. Previous similar events at Catalonia Square and the Olympic Center Vall d'Hebron have attracted thousands of supporters. The installation of the screen in the recently renovated Glorious Park underscores the city's commitment to becoming a world reference in women's sports and strengthening its visibility at the public areas. Camp Nou reopening. Barcelona's iconic stadium is preparing for a partial reopening. Football Club Barcelona management plans to return the team to the renovated Camp Nou stadium by mid-September 2025, immediately after the first international break in the new season. The club has already declined to continue playing at the temporary Olympic Stadium Montjuic due to complex logistic and schedule conflicts with concerts and events. Before the break, the team will likely play 3 away matches to avoid interfering with the final phase of stadium reconstruction. Despite the return, Camp Nou will not be fully ready. Capacity will be limited and some fan services will remain unavailable. Last week, temporary turf was laid in the stadium, with the final playing surface scheduled for installation by the end of June. This marks a significant milestone in the long-awaited return to Barcelona's home ground. Barcelona, Spain's happiest city. Barcelona has earned the distinction of being Spain's happiest city. Barcelona ranked 22nd in the latest Happy Cities Index, making it the happiest city in Spain according to the Institute for Quality of Life report. The index evaluates 200 global cities across 82 criteria, including governance, environment, economy, mobility, and general health conditions. Following Barcelona in Spanish ranking are the Bilbao at 52nd place and Zaragoza at 84th. Copenhagen, Denmark, topped the global ranking Best Happy City. Zurich, Switzerland on the 2nd place and Singapore on the 3rd. Massive power blackout. Spain and Portugal recently faced an unprecedented energy crisis. In May 2025, Spain and Portugal experienced an extraordinary power outage that left millions without electricity and caused serious disruption to transportation, communication, and other critical sectors. While investigations still continue, key factors contributing to this large-scale failure have been identified. According to the Association of Energy Companies (AELEC), significant voltage fluctuations were recorded in the morning hours of April 28th and on previous days, particularly on southwestern Spanish regions. These fluctuations led to automatic shutdowns of major facilities, including Repsol's refinery in Cartagena and Audi's high-speed railway lines. Engineers note that the high proportion of renewable energy sources, such as solar and wind, which don't provide sufficient inertia, can cause system instability, especially when adequate backup capacity is lacking. Limited interconnections between Spain and the rest of Europe restricted the ability to import or export electricity during the emergency. The Spanish government has initiated a comprehensive investigation into the outage causes, including analysis of protection systems and power grid management. Measures to modernize infrastructure and increase energy system resilience are also being considered. Use housing assistant. Spain is taking steps to address housing affordability for young people. From May 19 to May 23, Catalonia has opened application for the Bono Alquiler Joven, a government program providing young people with rental assistance. The program offers €250 monthly for up to 2 years, potentially totaling €6,000 per recipient. Eligibility requirements include being between 18 to 35, having legal residency in Spain, earning less than €25,000 per year, and have a long-term rental contract, using this property as primary residence. And you cannot rent flat if it costs more than €900 in Barcelona and €600 in Girona. Application can be submitted online, and additionally, the Catalan government plans to introduce supplementary assistance ranging from €200 to €250 monthly for those who don't meet the federal program's conditions. AI in Spanish cinema. Spain is breaking new ground in AI-generated film making. Spain is actively integrating artificial intelligence into its film industry, presenting its first fully AI-generated film, The Great Reset, at the 2025 Berlin Film Festival. This science fiction thriller, created by director Daniel Torrado, uses AI for image synthesis, animation, and post-production, eliminating the need for actors and physical locations. Imagine, everything online. However, the screenplay, artistic direction, and narrative were controlled by the creative team, with real actors used as references for voicing key scenes. While Spain aims to lead in creating and regulating AI content, Hollywood continues to debate AI's role in filmmaking. Recent AI applications such as improving actor accent in The Brutalist and voice replacement in Fortnite have sparked controversies about transparency and ethics. Spain is also implementing legislation aligned with EU AI Act, requiring clear identification of AI-generated content and imposing penalties for misuse. Spanish tools like Magnific are already being used in Hollywood, indicating broader adoption of Spanish development AI technologies. Wine and health study. Spain is launching Europe's largest study on wine's health effects. The University of Navarra has initiated a landmark clinical study called UNATI, University of Navarra Alumni Trialist Initiative, to examine the impact of moderate wine consumption on health. The study will involve 10,000 volunteers aged from 50 to 75, divided into 2 groups, one abstaining from alcohol entirely and another consuming small amount of wine with every meal. Over 4 years, researchers will monitor participants for the development of cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and cancer. The study aims to provide scientifically sound data about potential benefits or risks of moderate wine consumption, particularly in the context of Mediterranean diet. Previous research, such as the PREDIMED study, suggested that moderate wine consumption might reduce cardiovascular disease risk, but additional data is needed to confirm this finding. So participants will receive free wine and medical care through the study period. Eggs become golden. Across Europe, egg prices have surged, leading to what some are calling golden eggs. Egg prices have increased significantly through Europe, putting pressure on household budgets and food manufacturers. Spain has seen one of the sharper increases, with prices rising more than in some neighboring countries. So factors driving this increase include higher feed costs, energy price inflation, and increased demand for cage-free and organic options, which typically command premium prices. So the situation has consumers comparing prices across borders and looking for alternatives. Industry analysts predict that prices might stabilize in the coming months as production adjusts to the meat demand, but they are unlikely to return to pre-initiation levels in the near term. Plastic Sea. Visible from space. Spain hosts the only human-made structure clearly visible from space. Contrary to popular belief, neither the Great Wall of China nor the Egyptian pyramids are visible from space with the naked eye. However, one human-made structure is clearly visible: Spain's vast greenhouse complex in Almería, particularly around the city of El Ejido. Known as Mar de Plástico or Sea of Plastic, the agriculture dome appears from satellites as a giant white patch glistening under sunlight due to thousands of greenhouses covered with white plastic. The greenhouse area exceeds 4,000 hectares, over 150 square miles, larger than some countries. These greenhouses produce tomatoes, peppers, cucumbers, and melons, supplied to supermarkets across all Europe, especially during winter months. NASA has published satellite images confirming that the greenhouses' white roofs reflect substantial sunlight, making them easily distinguishable from space. Interestingly, according to NASA, this white carpet has even helped cool the region. Between 1983 and 2006, temperatures in the greenhouse areas decreased by 0.3 Celsius. Balearic Islands fight selfie tourism. The Balearic Islands are taking action against social media-driven tourism. Authorities in the Balearic Islands, including Mallorca, Ibiza and Menorca, have decided to stop using social media influencers to promote tourism after it led to unexpected consequences. Initially, influencers were expected to help redistribute tourist flows from overcrowded attractions to less known locations. However, in practice, this resulted in massive tourist influxes to remote and environmentally sensitive areas, causing infrastructure overload and local resident discontent. A striking example is Calo des Mora Cove in Mallorca, designed for about 100 visitors. After an influencer recommended this spot to followers, up to 4,000 people and 1,200 vehicles began arriving daily. As a result, local authorities removed images of the cove from official websites and urged media and tour operators not to mention it. On Ibiza, access to the popular Es Verda viewpoint was closed following resident complaints about the overcrowding and garbage accumulation. These measures reflect a global trend of combating selfie tourism, which leads to the destruction of natural and cultural attractions. So that wraps up our comprehensive look at the news shaping Spain this May 2025. From immigration reform and housing initiatives to sport triumphs and technological innovations, Spain continues to evolve in fascinating ways. We will continue tracking these stories and bringing you the latest development. Until next time, thank you for watching. Adiós y hasta pronto!